There YouTube, this is Mark Allen again with Mark Allen Daily. You might notice I'm still wearing my shirt from episode 1. This is episode 2. I'm actually filming this on the same day, going to release it tomorrow on January 3rd, 2019, because I'm currently working on a film project and will not be able to make a video tomorrow. I wanted to just have this video as an introduction to tarot and what tarot is, and kind of just give a beginner's guide, as you will, and this is specifically the deck that I use called the Tarot de Marseille, and this was made by Pierre Madinier in 1709 in Dijon, France, and it says from 1709 to 740, I think, is when he was working. This one was specifically made in 1709. It's one of the oldest and most beautiful tarot decks known. Facsimile of the deck is preserved in the Swiss National Museum of Zurich, wrapped in the reproduction of its original packaging. This has 78 cards in it. The tarot deck is essentially a playing card deck. It was used as playing cards, and then the playing card deck was kind of a diluted version of the tarot deck, and I'll explain why. So the tarot deck is split into two parts. There's the minor arcana and the major arcana. The minor arcana is essentially a playing card deck. You have the numbers 1 through 10, which are the minor arcana cards, and 4 suits. There's cups, wands, swords, and coins, and those all relate to a different element. All the numbers have a different numerological meaning to them, and then there are 4 court cards known as the page, the knight, the king, and the queen. Then you have 22 extra cards, which are called the major arcana. And the major arcana goes from the number 0, which is the Fool, to 21, which is the World, and that is a total of 22 cards. And it's more of a pictogram, so if you think of them as jokers, but there being 22 jokers, there is more information drawn or illustrated into those cards that is telling a story. There's a symbolic story going on. So just the first card that pops up is the Star card, and you can see this kind of angelic nude figure, and she's at the river and she's beneath the stars on a starry night. But if you notice, she's actually pouring water into the river. She's not taking water from the river, she's pouring it into the river. This is a very dream-like card. When someone pulls the stars, it's all about being in your fantasy world, imagining your greatest hopes and dreams, being able to see the future perhaps, but kind of this suspended state, this kind of absurd, the absurdity of dreams sometimes. And then this, for instance, is the King of Coins. So this would be a minor arcana card, and this would be related to the King of Diamonds. Coins, which this is the Ace of Coins, is the element of earth. It is all about the earth energy. It is about your business, financial resources, what keeps you grounded, but also about material resources as well, physical resources. If you're an artist, it can reference having a ton of art supplies, wealth in your, So then we have the swords, and this would be the 7 of Swords, and the swords are the element of air, and it's all about thoughts, words, and actions. And 7 is a number of spirituality. There's 7 chakras in the body. There's more, but the standard is the 7 chakra system, 7 days of the week, and 7 days of creation. And so we think of 7 as regiment, philosophy, progress, scientific study, religious study, and spirituality. And then swords would be thoughts, words, and actions. So someone to pull this card, it would be indicating read more about your spiritual interests, or perhaps someone who's going into study theology or study philosophy or stuff like that, or someone who's interested in writing and wants to write about spiritual things, write about philosophy, etc. Then we have the wands, and here we have the 10 of Wands. Wands is the element of fire. Wands is all about our creative passions, our creative abilities, our willpower, our drive, spontaneity to an extent. When I think symbolically of the swords, I think of it being more related to the pen in the aspect that you are writing words. And with the wands, I correlate that more with a paintbrush, as you are painting your reality, you are manifesting your reality. So someone pulled the 10 card. 10 is a number of completion. 10 is a number that is kind of a step in a cycle. 10 is the same as the number 1. And so with the 10, this is like the same as this new start, but a whole new, completion cycle. So this would indicate that someone is completing a creative project, or someone has reached a new stage or learned a new skill and is ready to make a business from their creative product, or lots can be drawn from it. There is so much information for each one, and that's why drawing a card spread in which the cards have a specific meaning ahead of time that you assign to it, or like past, present, future card, that's going to give more indication to the person what that meaning is, and also depending on that person's circumstances, or that person's their own, the person reading the cards as well as drawing their conclusions as well. Its ultimate goal is for them to get kind of this therapeutic aha moment, seeing their world from above. I'm kind of here to interpret that and talk that through with them. This would be the cups. The element of cups is all about water energy. It is related to the spirit, spiritual matters as well, kind of like the 7 in numerology. But also about the heart. This would correlate to the heart. This would be the Page of Cups. This would be the Jack of Hearts. And the page is a learner. He's an apprentice. He is someone who is studying. And cups are all about, and this would be a minor arcana card as well. He is studying spiritual matters. Someone who wants to apprentice under someone, perhaps in Reiki or in Kundalini Yoga, studying, practicing, learning a new spiritual skill. And then I think we went through all the elements. I'm just going to pull another major arcana card. So this is the Emperor. This is the number 4 in the deck, and this is, you see that he has a shield, he has his scepter of power, he has his crown of knowledge, he sits on his throne of wisdom, he has the braided chains of wealth and adornishment, and a beard of wisdom as well, and he is ruling his kingdom. He is looking over it and relishing in all that he's created and setting forth his mission and power for what he wants it to become and expand into. So this would indicate for someone that they are expanding upon a business of some kind, or they are taking into the, if you're a lawyer, it might indicate that you are branching on, well, it could be so many things, but this card is saying, business, taking your empire, taking whatever you're making to the next level, being independent, being proud and grateful for what you have around you. I'm just going to pull one more card, and this one popped up, and this one's one of my favorite cards. This is also on the front of the deck as well. This is the Magician. This is card number 1, and the Magician's really unique. He has all 4 suits of the minor arcana at his disposal, and he's the first person that the Fool interacts with on his journey all the way to the end of the world. And he has a sword, he has a cup, he has a coin, and he is holding a wand in his hand. And he's showing the, he's a court magician, he's an astrologer, he's showing the Fool, hey, look at these elements, and look how you too can manipulate these elements. This is how you can manipulate willpower, which is the wand. Here's how you can take will and make reality with it. Here's the sword. Here's how you use your thoughts, words, and actions to get what you need, say what you need, make a splitting argument, use your tongue as a creative tool. The cups, all about spirituality, filling your cup runneth over. And then the coins, about making wealth from your talents, being able to market your skills, being able to market your abilities, being able to secure yourself through your abilities. Anyway, I hope that was a good video, introduction to tarot. Again, my interpretation is going to be entirely different than another one, so some things may resonate with you as a reader, some may not. The important thing is that you resonate with yourself. If you are interested in tarot, I highly recommend looking at all the decks out there. Rider-Waite is the most common. I don't personally use that deck, but I do recommend looking at all the decks that are out there. If you are a little, perhaps, perplexed or put off by the complexity of the tarot deck, there's also really amazing oracle decks out there that have more simple imagery and are a little bit easier to read. And anyway, hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please comment. Again, this is Mark Allen Daily. Please subscribe if you can. Please share with your friends and use this as a resource when you are looking to read tarot yourself. I highly recommend getting into it if you are interested and trusting your intuition and your own guidance from your spirit. So thank you. I think that's all. Following it on Instagram, Mark by Mark Allen.